I've been reading in Facebook groups all over, and this fall, it seems more than ever. Parents are crying out and they're saying, my student just won't focus. They hate learning, or they just refuse to do anything. What am I supposed to do? How can I make school fun? Does anyone have a fun math program or a way to make history fun? Every time I read those, something inside of me just feels uncomfortable. Something's not quite right, I think. As homeschool parents, we want to make our learning fun. We want our kids to love to learn. Isn't that our goal? A love of learning? But somehow, I think we've taken a wrong road. So today, are you seeing your student lacking focus? Are they lacking a drive to tackle hard things? A low resilience to challenge failure? Are you hearing the words, I just don't feel like it. I don't want to. This is boring. If I do that, what will I get? This desire to make learning fun is a common goal among homeschool parents. But it's really important that we strike a balance between making education enjoyable and fostering self-motivation and a natural desire. So when we focus on making learning fun, when we gamify everything, we are taking away from the education process something that's very vital and important. As soon as we make everything fun, we have reduced a challenge. If everything is always fun and easy, if children don't have to do things that they don't feel like doing, they may not develop resilience and problem-solving skills that are needed to tackle more challenging tasks. By making it fun, we're teaching them a new habit. We're teaching them to only apply themselves to things that are enjoyable. How many of the things you do every day do you wake up thinking, man, I just can't wait to do the laundry? No, not me, right? There are so many tasks in our life that we do not because they're enjoyable, but because they just need to be done. Or sometimes because we like the outcome. I like my kitchen to be clean, but I don't love to do it. We're also teaching our students to rely on external motivation. So sometimes it's a positive motivation, sometimes it's a negative motivation. So we may have a reward system. So it has to be fun, it has to be enjoyable, or they have to get a reward for doing it. So they get points, they get prizes, they get all of these things. And I'm not against rewards, because rewarding ourselves for working hard is really an important part of the process of learning self-discipline and self-motivation. But rewarding students from the outside just because they do it is like giving a trophy to everyone who participates. And that just means nobody wins. Children become reliant on those external rewards. They don't want to do anything if they're not going to get something out of it, or if it's not enjoyable. Sometimes it's a negative reward. Okay, so if they don't do it, they get nagged, they get pushed, we whine to them, we lecture them. So sometimes our students don't develop self-motivation and self-discipline because we're always there pushing them from the outside. And they never have to take that on themselves. Especially by grade 8, grade 9, grade 10, our students should be taking things on themselves and being self-disciplined. And we don't do that. And we don't teach that by nagging them and pushing them and reminding them. We do it by letting them fail and learning through the natural consequences. The last thing we might see if we have an overemphasis on fun in our homeschool is decreased focus. So constant entertainment leads to shorter attention spans. They need that dopamine reward faster and faster and faster and faster. All we have to do is look at social media to see this happening. Social media has learned to make our rewards very, very quick to keep us on platforms as long as possible. It makes it difficult for our students to focus on a task if they're not being stimulated. We haven't taught them that if they work hard, they will get a reward that comes from inside them, an internal reward, that they will feel good about their performance, that they will have that dopamine from reaching their goals. And when we have a system, or we allow so much social media, that they get dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit all day long that they're relying on, it makes it really, really hard to do hard things because we are so used to having immediate rewards. And in the real world, those rewards don't happen immediately. Sometimes we need to take a break from those rewards so that we can learn how good it is to feel our muscles work and our brain work. It's kind of the same as that salad you eat before dinner because you are just so hungry you can't wait. Man, it tastes good. If we can limit or take away the dopamine rewards that our young person is getting very quickly and easily, and we can fast from that for a while, all of a sudden, the rewards they get for hard work are really going to feel good again. So decreased focus is one of the things that happens when we make everything fun all of the time. That seems so counterintuitive. We feel as though if we make it fun, they're going to want to work hard. They're going to want to apply themselves. They're going to want to be focused. They're going to be self-disciplined because they want to do it. But really, it's the absolute opposite happening. So let's talk about some strategies for balancing fun and learning. So one thing to do is to introduce challenges gradually. You can't just like one day say, oh, we're doing everything different. That's going to backfire. It's going to be very difficult. So we have to start when our student is young. Start with age-appropriate tasks and gradually increase the difficulty level to encourage children to stretch abilities. Remember when your child was 2 and 3 years old and you said, no, I'm not going to help you. Put your pants on all by yourself. I know you can do it. And we waited and they struggled and they did it. We need that same struggle and that same sense of achievement still in middle school and in high school. For some reason, we feel that when our children are learning to walk and they fall down, we say, way to go, get back up, try again, you can do it. Somehow that we feel that it's different when they're teenagers. What we need to do is instead of rescuing them, teach them that that difficulty, that challenge is not a bad thing, that they can get up and try again, even though it's difficult, even though it hurts, even though it's embarrassing, even though it's frustrating. So we need to introduce those challenges at different ages. And it's so easy when they're toddlers. But as they get older, we feel the pressure to get them ready. And by rescuing them, we're actually not helping to get them ready. We're actually holding them back. We need to help our students by fostering curiosity. So get them asking questions, explore their interests, pursue topics that genuinely excite them, but let them do the work. When you find a topic that they love, don't run out and find a whole bunch of curriculum and find some unit studies and go to the library and order all the books and bring everything in. No, your student can find their own books. Your student can pursue something. They can go out and grasp it and search for it. It's so important for them to look and explore and pursue things, even when it's a little challenging. Maybe they might need some help if they're younger, but that's okay. Maybe you want to read the books together, read them aloud together. They read a little bit, you read a little bit. Have them tell you back what they've learned, but let them be the lead in this. Let them take on the responsibility. And we also need to connect learning to real life. So we don't just take math because we just have to take math. We take math because we're going to use these skills in the real world. And you know what? I have used algebra a lot in the real world. There are many pieces of math that I have never used. But what I did learn from math is I learned to do hard things. I learned to push myself. I learned to pursue difficult things. And that's a skill. If your student is struggling in a subject, that can be the skill. People who have everything come easily to them, they aren't the ones who succeed the most in life. The people who have things come with difficulty to them, that have to struggle and have to pursue and have to work hard and be disciplined, they're the ones who really succeed, because those are the ones who have learned how to fall down, to get back up, to motivate themselves and be disciplined. So provide opportunities for independent study. Allow them to choose their own projects and topics to foster a sense of ownership and autonomy. So this comes back again to fostering curiosity. It's okay for them to do it themselves. Let them own it. Ask them, okay, you need to find a way to show what you've learned. How are you going to do that? Any way you want, you just show me. You'd be surprised what your young person might come up with. And we need to celebrate achievements. So we need to acknowledge and celebrate children's genuine successes, big and small. We do not need to celebrate if they are not actually succeeding. No one likes an award that's a gimme. We can tell them we're proud of how hard they worked. We can tell them we're proud of the way that they're continuing to pursue this and to be self-disciplined. That's encouraging. But we don't need to celebrate until they reach some piece of their goal. So maybe their goal is to be self-disciplined for a week. Well, when they make it for a week, celebrate that. If they don't quite make it for the week, celebrate and say, you know what, you didn't quite make it for the week, but you made it for 4 days. So let's celebrate 4 days. Congratulations. That is awesome. And next week, you're going to have this. Celebration and reward are important, but they're not the purpose behind the work. The purpose behind the work has to come from an internal motivation. And that internal motivation is something that grows slowly. It grows best in a peer pressure environment when they see that other people are doing the same thing. And it is something that is going to help them be successful in the real world. So let's remember that the goal to make learning always fun is not to your child's advantage. Not to mention, it is so much work and so much struggle and so much pain for the parent, because the more fun you make it, the more fun you have to make it, because they need it to be more and more fun. More importantly, we want to create a positive and supportive environment where children feel motivated to learn and grow. So this is not an environment that is fun and games and happy, happy, joy, joy all the time. This is an environment that encourages students and supports them on their learning journey. Homeschooling parents can help their children develop that lifelong love of learning by helping them to develop the skills, self-motivation and self-discipline. Would you like to discuss some specific strategies and how Discern to Learn does this for balancing self-discipline with celebration? I'd love to talk more with you about that. Please reach out and I would love to answer your questions.